Hello guys, welcome to week 2 Python GRPA. So let's see our first question. So this is our first problem. Accept three positive integer as input and check if they form the sides of a right angle triangle. Okay. Print yes if they form and no if they don't. The input will have three lines with one integer on each line. The output should be a single line containing of these two strings, that is yes or no. So what is the program is they will give three positive integers as input to us, and we need to check that these integers will form a right angle triangle or not. If it forms a triangle, sorry, if it forms a right angle triangle, we need to print yes. If it don't form it, we need to print no. So we all know that this formula, that is c square, okay, that is for hypothesis formula, okay. C square equal a square plus b square. Okay, this is the Pythagoras formula to find the right angle triangle. Okay, and this is our hypothesis. So if this condition satisfies, we can say that the given positive integer forms a right angle triangle. Okay, so let's see how we can do it. We need to accept three integers a, b, c, and we are converting, because initially we will accept as strings, and we are converting into integers because we need to do some arithmetic operations. Okay, so after getting inputs abc from users, we need to check this condition, that is the hypothesis. The hypothesis means the positive integer, which is the maximum value of this positive integer, that will become c, and remaining will become a and b. Okay, so we need to check. So we are checking directly for all three possible conditions, because these are the possible conditions which can happen. Because when a is the maximum of b and c, means this condition will satisfy. If b is maximum, this condition will satisfy. If c is maximum, this condition will satisfy. So if any of these conditions will satisfy, we will print yes, else we will print no. And this into means it is nothing but square, that is b power 2. Okay, it is power, it denotes power. So c power 2. Okay, that is a to the power of 2. Likewise, so we are checking as per the Pythagoras theorem. So whatever the maximum value, it can be a be the maximum or c be the maximum or b be the maximum, any of the condition will be satisfied if it forms a right angle triangle. So we need to print as else no. So this is what about first program. So let's see our second question. So this is our second question. Even odd is a tech startup. Each employee at the startup is given an employee ID, okay, which is a unique positive integer. On one warm Sunday evening, 5 employees of the company come together for a meeting and sit in a circular table. The employee follows a stage convention. They will continue the meeting only if the following condition is satisfied. So this is the condition. If it's satisfied, they will continue the meeting. The sum of the employee IDs of every employee of adjacent. Adjacent means E1, E2 and E3 are adjacent, and E3 and E4 are adjacent. Like this is adjacent. Adjacent employees at the table must be an even number. Okay. So the sum of the, that is means the sum of the adjacent employee IDs should be an even number. That means E4 plus E2 should be an even number. Likewise, E2 plus E3, when you add, that should be an even number. So if all our adjacent employee IDs pair makes an even number, means we can say the meeting will continue. Okay, that's what they say. They are so lazy that they won't move around to satisfy the above condition. If the current sitting plan doesn't satisfy the condition, the meeting will cancel. You are given the employee ID, so we will get the employee ID. Okay, your task is to decide if the meeting happens or not. So we need to find that the adjacent sum pair of the employees all satisfies the this condition. Okay, condition means we can say that meeting will continue, so we need to print yes. If doesn't satisfy, we need to print no, as the meeting doesn't continue. So adjacent size means for E1, E2 is adjacent, so we need to sum up E1 and E2. If it forms a even number, likewise all adjacent employee ID should form a even number pair. So let's check. So this is our second question solution. You can see we have got input from users, that is 5 employee IDs. These are our employee IDs, and we are converting that to integer type. Okay, because we need to do some arithmetic operation, so we are converting to integer. So as I said, we need to check the adjacent pair sum makes a even number. That is why we are summing up all possible adjacent pairs, that is E1, E2, E2, E3, because E1, E2 adjacent and E2 and E3 adjacent, E3 and E4 adjacent likewise. So we are summing up all adjacent pairs, and to find it is even or not, we are using mod 2. Okay, mod 2 for arithmetic operation. If this pair mod 2 is equal to 0 means it forms a even number. If it is not equal to 0 means it is odd. So if it is odd, we can say that meeting won't continue because the condition is not satisfied, so we can print no. Okay, so that is why if it is not satisfied, that is if it is not even, we are printing no no no. Else, if all these conditions are not satisfied, then we can print yes, because we can say all pairs are even numbers, so we can print yes. If any of these conditions satisfies, that means the sum pair is an odd number, so it will print no. And that's why we are giving if for this, and everything remaining as else if because if it satisfies, it won't check remaining. If this satisfies, it won't check the remaining. So that's why we are giving elif, 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 and else finally. So let's see our third problem. So this is our third problem. Accept a string as input and print the vowels present in the string in alphabetical order. Okay, we need to print the uh, vowels in the alphabetical order. If the string doesn't contain any vowels, then print the string none as output. Each vowel that appears in the input string, irrespective of its case. So it is not case sensitive. So it is case sensitive. Should appear just once in the lowercase in the but whatever in input, the output we should print in lowercase. They have mentioned like that. If it doesn't have any vowel, we need to print none. So let's see solution. As usual, we are getting the input from user. This time we no need to convert into integer because it is a string and we are going to manipulate as a string itself. But we are converting to lowercase because they have mentioned irrespective of its case. That means it can be a uppercase or lowercase. So we are converting it to lowercase for making our operation simpler. Okay, so dot lower will convert our input string to lowercase, and we are storing into input string. And vowels, this is what where we are going to store the vowels which are in this input string. So currently it is empty. If we see any vowel in this input string, we will add it in this string, empty string. So we have 5 vowels, that is A, E, I, O, U. So all are in lowercase. We are also specifying these in lowercase, and we are checking that the small a is in this input string and E is in this input string. If A present in this input string means we are adding A to our empty string. If E present in this input string means we are adding E to our vowel string. Likewise for I, G, O and U, if any of these alphabet is there in this input string, we are adding that vowel to our vowel string. So finally we can return the vowel string if it is not, because if this vowel string is still empty after this execution, we can say this input string doesn't have any vowel, so we can print none. But uh, if it is not empty, there is a vowel within this input string, so we can print that vowels. If no vowel, we can print the none, because if it is still empty means there is no vowel present in this input string. So that is why vowels not equal to none means we are printing that vowels string. So let's see fourth question. You are given the dates of births of two persons. Okay, two-person date of birth we have given. Not necessary from the same family. Your task is to find the younger of the two. So we need to find the younger of the two. If both of them shares the same date of birth, then the younger of the two is assumed to be the person whose name comes first in the alphabetical order. So they will give two birthday dates. So we need to specify which person is younger. If the birthday date is same, we need to print the person who comes in first alphabetical order. So they have given the format of this is the format they are going to give the input. Okay, so let's see the solution. So as usual, we are getting the first person name. Okay, then we are getting the first person date of birth, second person name, second person date of birth. So after getting all inputs, we need to slice, because our date of birth is mentioned in this format, that is dd dash mm dash yyy. So that is why we are slicing. We can see C1 date of birth, day, month and year. We are slicing, you can see, because this will be 0 and this will be 1. So this will be 3 and this will be 4 and 5 and 6. So if you want the day means, that is date means, you can say 0 1 2. So till 2 you need to slice, isn't it? So that's what till 2 you are slicing. If you want month means, month will be available 3 to 5. So slicing 3 to 5, and remaining 6 to all will be years. So and all will be, when we slice it will be in string type, so we are converting the to integer. So and we are saving in the appropriate variables, that is day, month, year. Likewise for the second person also we are doing the same, slicing date and month and year and saving it in variables. So currently we created an younger empty string. So we use this string to store the younger person. Okay. So how can we find one person is younger than another? Means first we need to check the year. If one person have less ear, if one person have more ear, means we can say easily say the person with higher ear is less. Okay, but if year is same, we need to check for month. If month also same, we need to check for date. If date also same, we need to print the person who comes in alphabetical order first. So that's why we are checking uh, the year first. You can see year and year we are checking. If C1 person is having more years, means that is he will be the younger one, because if you take 2000 and 2005, 2005 person only will be younger. That's why whose year is more, that person will be younger. So we are if it satisfies, we can say C1 is younger. Okay, if it doesn't satisfy, we can say C2 is younger. If it doesn't satisfy any of the condition, it will come to else part, because it is if it doesn't satisfy, it will look for it. If it doesn't satisfy, only it will come. If any of this satisfy, it will clear it out here itself. It directly come out here and print the younger. So for consideration, we C1 and C2 have the same year, means these condition won't satisfy. So it come to else part. Then we will check for the month. Okay, if month also same, then we will check for the day. If day also same, then we need to so then we can conclude that date of birth of these persons is same and they having the same age. So we need to print the person who is comes first in alphabetical order. So we can make it directly, because each alphabet, that is each character, has ASCII value. So when you compare the name, that is C1 name and C2 name, it will add up the ASCII values and it will compare. So directly we can compare this alphabetical order by using this symbol. If it satisfies, we can say C1 is younger, else C2 is younger. So finally, all we are saving in this empty string who is younger. So finally we are printing that younger person. So this is how the program 4 works. So and our last question: accept a string as input. Your task is to determine if the input string is valid password or not. Okay, we need to check it is valid password or not. So these are the condition they have given. It should have at least 8 and at most 60 32 characters. It should start with uppercase or lowercase. That means uh, it should start with an alphabet other than any special characters. That's what they are saying. Then it should not have this character. So the password should not have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters. It should not have space too. So space also there should not be there. If it all satisfies, we need to print true. If doesn't satisfy, we need to print false. So let's see the code. So as usual, we are getting the input from user and saving it in PWD, that is password. And currently we will assign result equal false. Okay, so false. Then first condition what we need to check, the character should be ranged from minimum 8, at least 8 to at most 32 characters. So we are checking that length of PW means it will get the length of the password. So if the length of the password should range from 8 to 32, it will go inside the another if statement. Okay, another condition they have given, that is and first character should be a uppercase or lowercase character. So PWD 0 means it will indicate the first letter Likewise, first letter we are checking that it should range from small a to small z, that is lowercase, and capital A to capital Z, that is uppercase. If it is between, okay, if it is between lowercase and uppercase, that is the first character, it will go and check for second condition. Our second condition is we should not have any of these characters and we should not have space. So that is how we have included here. Okay, slash should not come, or this double slash should not come, equal to should not come. And here you can see single quotes should not come. So this single quotes we need to denote in string. Here and all we have denoted in single quotes commas, but we need to denote single quotes itself. But if you use single quotes to make it string, it will give an error. So we can use double quotes to mention the single quote as a string. Likewise, to mention double quotes as a string, you can use single quotes because they have given single quotes and double quotes. So you can use this difference because Python will accept single quotes, double quotes too. So for single quote, if you want mention single quote as string, you can use double quotes, and for double quotes you can use him inside a single quote. And we here you can see we also included space. Okay, space also should not be there. If any of these satisfies, it will become true. As we put not, it will become false. So if any of these character it comes, this condition won't satisfy, so it will break and result will be false. So if it all conditions satisfies, result will become true. That means our password is valid. So finally we are printing the result. So that is for today. Yeah, thank you.